Today we're going to walk through an annual maintenance of a Endura XE 1 million. We're going to walk through pulling the burner, the ignition assembly, as well as the flame rod, and replacing the gaskets that go along with them. We'll also walk through going through combustion. Before we get started today, make sure that you have your power, your supply water, your return water, and your gas shut off to your boiler before you start your annual maintenance. Also, please make sure to have the proper tools. First thing that we're going to do is we are going to remove the flame rod assembly as well as the ignition assembly. You'll need a star screwdriver, TX20 will work. We're going to just come up here and we're going to back these out. Keep track of your hardware. These bolts are pretty small. We're going to remove the flame rod here. I'm going to set it off to the side with my hardware. I'm going to do the same thing to the ignition assembly. These are fixed depths, so when we're replacing them, we don't have to switch them around or kind of evenly space them on our own. They are fixed depths that are going to stay there. Once those are removed, you'll also notice that we have some O-ring gaskets inside here that we will need to replace. We'd pop those out. You can use your finger, screwdriver to be able to do that. Those will be discarded and we will replace them with all brand new ones. Moving up to pull the burner, what we're going to do is we're going to break this union on the gas train. We're then going to unjacket our connections on our blower motor. And then I'm going to loosen the bolts with a 1/2 inch fitting here in the star pattern that I use to actually tighten these down, as well as the torque spec. Now that we've broken that gas union and removed all the bolts, what we can do is grab the blower motor or air servo and actually hinge up this burner plate. Now that the burner plate is hinged up, I'm going to pull the burner straight out. These do, on the larger sizes, 1 through 3 millions, have a refractory plate around them. If you pull out at a diagonal, then you can damage that refractory ring there and cause you to have to have a new one installed. This is our wire mesh burner that is inside the Endura XEs. You'll notice that it's an inactive end here. We don't have refractory on here though. It is a shorter burner. Couple things to note about this: after it is pulled, we'll replace this rubber gasket here, as well as clean out the wire mesh with compressed air only. We won't ever use water or chemicals because we can create a clog and then create a hot spot. When replacing the wire mesh burner, we'll note that there is a seam on one side of the wire mesh burner. We will place that the farthest away from the ignition electrode to maintain ignition reliability. Next thing that we're going to do is replace the burner gasket with a new one that comes out of the PM kit. Now that the burner gasket has been installed on the burner, we are going to replace it. What we're going to do is, again, keep in mind of the seam, place it on the farthest place away from your ignition assembly. That's right in the front here. So we want this on the backhand side. So when we go in, we're going to place it down straight and reinstall it. Then we are going to flip our burner plate back down. We're going to tighten the burner down based off of the star pattern and the torque spec that is stamped on the burner plate itself. Next up, we are going to apply lubricant to our O-rings before we install the new ones into the burner itself. I'm just going to take the lubricant that is sent with the PM kit, and I'm going to apply it to my O-ring, making sure that it's fully covered, because we want to be able to get these out next year. I'm going to repeat this process on the other one. Once these are all lubricated, we are going to install them onto the boiler. This is on the ignition assembly as well as the flame rod. Install the new ignition assembly and flame rod, torquing them both down to 10 inch per pound. Now that you've gotten all your new equipment all installed, you're going to close it up. You're going to hook up your combustion equipment, test your safeties, and then check your combustion, and you've completed an Endura XE annual maintenance.